All right, guys, let's dive in here. Here we go. All right, listen, so here's what I want you to consider for just a moment, okay? I'm going to set 2 frames this morning. We're going to have lunch at 12:30. We're going to break out at about 11:45 into groups with your coaches. Lunch will go from about 12:30 to about 1:15, and we're going to come back. We're going to instruct. We're going to break out again. We're going to instruct. We're going to break out again. By the time you're done, I want you leaving not just with a bigger vision and greater clarity, but I want you leaving with specific, necessary, required actions that you will go do. Clear? Which means you better be clear about what it is that you want. Now, before we talk about what you want, here we go. I'm gonna write 3 words on the board here, and it's gonna help frame things up. I know every one of you came here with the desire in your heart to get something, to change something, to shift, to cut off old self-gravity and to get to a higher level of living. But there's something that gets in the way. So first word is, what is the biggest obstacle that's getting in the way? Another word for obstacle that I like to use is, what's the biggest challenge that you're facing? Like, what's challenging you? Another word that I'm going to put up here is, what is the problem? Almost similar, but some of you, I say, hey, what's the biggest problem? And you have a thing in your brain that says, I don't have any problem. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Tyler, I'm getting a little bit feedback. Can you turn that down just a little bit, please? So if we talk about problems, maybe you don't see it. What's the biggest challenge? What's challenging you? In other words, like, what is the thing, like, here's where you are, current reality, what do we call this? Current reality, where you are today. The quality of relationships and connection, the quality of cash flow or lead flow or deal flow. What's the reality? I was in Colorado, 7,300 feet above sea level. And I'm walking with my backpack and I'm walking up some stairs. I'm like, what the heck's going on? I live in Destin on the sea, right? I get up to 7,000 feet, a little bit different. My current reality was like, I better do some cardio. Spencer only ever wants to lift weights. I keep saying, Spencer, let's do cardio. Let's do cardio. He's like, let's just lift weights, eat steak, lift weights. So my current reality is, cardio's not that great. What's the current reality? Now, when we look at obstacle, challenge, or problem, there is an obstacle or a challenge or a problem that is stopping you from doing what is required to get what is desired. I'm going to give you about a minute. Whether you put it under the obstacle, challenge, or problem, I just want to know, honest, what is stopping you? I don't know what to do. I'm afraid. What if I fail? Write down what is stopping you from doing what is required. What is stopping you from taking your business to another level? What is stopping you from stopping or stop tolerating things that don't work? What's holding you back from having 2 extra zeros in the bank account? What's holding you back from being physically more fit or strong, having more intimate connection and power in a relationship? Some of you have dreams to do something different than what you're currently doing. And like, I get it. What you're doing today, for most, if you're in this room, what you're doing is amazing. You have your business, you work, you make money. But there's something that's stopping you. I want you just to write down, whether it's the obstacle, challenge, or problem, or just what is the thing that holds you back from doing what you know you were called to do. Please write that down right now. Give me some chill music there, Tyler. What is stopping you? You got to be real. And if you write down fear, fear of what? If you write down, I lack skills, what skills? If you write down, I'm afraid of the consequences of what's going to happen if I have that difficult conversation. What's stopping you from going and raising money? What's stopping you from having conversations? What's stopping you from opening up 10 more franchises? What's holding you back from having an extra $1 million or $2 million in your bank account? What's holding you back from having deep passion and happiness? What's stopping you from shooting that YouTube video? What's the problem you're facing? I want you to be real about this because you're going to share. We got to get you to be real about the challenge so we can solve it. Real. Be real. Don't lie. Be real. Don't stay on the surface. Go deep. What's the challenge? What stops you? Got to be real, my friends. Got to be real. About 20 more seconds. Come on. Come on, get there. This is the tough part for people because at home we are not as real. We have a character, right? We have this thing we have to do with our employees and with our children, in our churches and in our communities. All right, all eyes up here. Say, I'm ready. Now, we live by this thing called a code. We live by what? We live by what? Code. Live by code. There's 4 words to the code. To be real. To get raw. To stay relevant with a ruthless commitment to results. In this room, we live by a code. Let me help you with this. If you are in here, I need you to be what? What does it mean to be real? Honest, transparent. Can we close that door, please? Earlier this week, I sat with my wife, and I looked my wife in the eyes, and I said this to my wife: this isn't working. My goddess of 17 years. And she's like, what do you mean? I go, I'm about to be really real with you. I need you to listen. She's like, talk to me. And I said, this ain't working. What we're doing, I feel like we're roommates right now. I don't like it. And I started to tear up, and I said, I just need you to listen. I said, baby, we have 3 boys, 16, 13, 11. And I told her the truth of where I was. I did not attack her. I told her what was real, and I allowed myself to be raw about what was real. Setema, me, looked at my wife and said, this is not working. I will not continue to do this if we continue on this path. I would rather, and I said these words, I would rather be great co-parents and best friends than being embarrassed of what I perceive is happening this week. Some of you lack the courage and the conviction to be real about what's going on. Therefore, you continue to stay in the cul-de-sac. This is your life. You come to the Circle of Champions to emerge, and you're like, oh my gosh, and you take a step out, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna just come back and just not be real. All is well. Hello, I'm so good. I'm just happy to be alive. Every day above ground is a blessed day. If I was any better, I'd be triplets. Damn, I'm getting dizzy up here doing this. I'm about to fall over. How many of you know what I'm talking about? You know what kind of courage it took for me to confront my beautiful wife and say what I said? It was hard. What is she going to say? Maybe I can just settle. Maybe I'll be okay. Maybe I'll be okay. You know, I'm good. No, I wasn't good. That was this week. It was hard. And I was afraid of what she was going to say. I was afraid she was going to, and she cried and I cried. And I confronted it because I was real about my reality, and I was real about what I want. Some of you need to get real about where you are, and real about what you want, and real about the work that you refuse to do. There are some conversations that require you to have some emotion. Some of you are so numb. Like Tyler's got some volume dials back there, right? Some of you have just turned the dial of raw all the way off. And you're like this. I'm real. I want $10 million. I want to be happy. Let's have sex. But okay. Let's go to church. Amen. Go to the gym. You can't even feel anymore. And some of you just want to feel. Who in here would just love to feel more of their day? Raise your hand. Like just instead of like you know what I'm talking about. And like nonstop. coffee, caffeine, let's go. And they're like, it's already December? What? Raw. You need to turn the raw up. Some of you need to turn the raw up connected to the real. Relevant. Don't just go, like, focus. What do you want? I will tell you what happened in this conversation with my wife to help you and give you some permission here. I said, I don't like how to feel. I don't want to feel like a roommate. I want more passion. I want more intimacy. I want to come home and I want you to, let's go. I want you to pay attention to me. I want you to caress me. I want you to touch me. I'd say a few other things, but we got Judah in here, so I won't say it. But then we talked about just attention and energy. And for some of you, maybe it's not the relationship. For some of you, it's like, I don't like the way I run my business. I'm a slave to my business. I'm a slave. I'm a high-paid employee in my business. I have no freedom. I'm caged up. I have to do these things. Oh my gosh. While everyone on the outside is like, good job, you're doing so good. You are empty. It's about a 3-hour conversation into the early morning hours. And I live by the code this week. And if you think I'm making this up, I had a conversation with someone in here who coached me. Ain't that right, Spence? I said, I need some help. Because what's relevant, you have to take this focus of what's real and raw and focus. Like a gazelle who's got an alligator, a crocodile, or line on its neck. The gazelle only has one focus, live. Now some of you guys are like, there's no gazelle on my neck. Inflation, taxation, marketplace, politics, all kinds of things happening right now that squeeze it. And you got to get relevant. And the last thing is results. Guys, what are the results that you want? I'm not interested in your feel good. I'm not interested in your insights. I got an insight. Okay, good for you. I want you to get so focused with what's real and raw and focus that into the thing like, so when you show up 6 months from now, we're August 18th, Destin, Florida, or Circle of Champions, October, Destin, Florida, you show up and you're like, here's my results. Why am I bringing this up right now? Because I'm going to have you share here in a moment. Willie, we can open those doors up now. I don't need some worker out there like, dude, that Dwayne Johnson guy, he's talking about his wife. What's going on? You're going to share here in a moment and on your tables. Hey, what's the biggest obstacle that's preventing you? What's the biggest challenge? I need you to be real. And just open up the gates so that the heavens can open up revelation so you can start to just garner. Oh my gosh. And even for Judah, Judah's like, 13. Judah, you can be real about what you want. You can have courage to say, hey, I want to, whatever you want to do. Some of you want to add a zero, extra zero. Some of you want to be out of your businesses. Some of you want to be out of your relationships. Some of you are like, dude, I need to get rid of the transition from a job or from a bit. I need to add another stream of income. But let's address the problem. So, will you be real, get raw, stay relevant with results? Will you do this today? Please?
Let's go. See, it's more than the game that we changing. We don't do it for the block, do it for the name. Yeah. No, there ain't no stopping it. If you really want it, better rock with it. This is how to be a game changer. Better put your pride down, heavy, get your pen up. Wanna be the greatest, we ain't stopping till we win, yo. This is how to make it when they hating, we ain't worried what they saying. This is how to be a game changer.